My goodness. I got a big, that's a yellow bass. This ain't what we're focusing on catching though, folks, but I'm going to show y'all something. Right in front of me, if you'll see that dark spot, that's nothing but gizzard shad. Now, under those gizzard shad, oftentimes, will be yellow stripe, yellow bass, and sometimes crappie will be mixed up in them. I don't know why they do that, but under conditions like this, now the water temperature is 44 degrees on top. That's very, very cold. But a lot of times they'll do that. They'll huddle up together. So they could be a crappie even out here in no man's land around these gizzard shad. But if y'all can see, that's just a dark spot, but all it is gizzard shad. So we're just going to make a few casts right here and see. There's a fish right there. Now this could be a crappie. This could be a crappie right here. He's fighting like one. I'm telling you, I know I've had this happen a lot of times through the years. I don't know, he's fighting more like a white bass. It's a white bass. Y'all see him down there? He had a lull, sort of like a crappie for a little bit, but it wouldn't surprise me to catch a crappie right here. But it's all about the color. This clear water, look at there. It's white bass. This wasn't my intentions right here, but once I seen those shad ganged up like that, I knew, folks, that we would catch a few of something up under them. Let's let him go. That water is ultra clear. Beautiful, beautiful water. There he is. Golly. Folks, this water is so clear. Gin clear. This is a good crappie. And it's a white crappie. That's how clear that water is. I can tell which species he is. There's 2, 3. Well, really 3. Really 2. What am I talking about? I'm excited. This water is so clear. And today we're going to talk about baits that I prefer when the water is clear. It's good fish right here. Doggone good fish. Let's flip him in right here. Okay. That's a big white crappie right there. Big white crappie. Now what we're going to do is talk about clear water colors. Okay. Very, very important when the water gets real clear. Alright folks, let's take a look at this crappie right here. It's a white crappie. Pretty good fish there. He's probably about 13.5, probably 14 inches long. And he absolutely eat that bait. And yeah, that's a white crappie. You can see that the bars is running vertically. They're running vertically right there. So let's go ahead and get him back in the water, and let's get our bait out first, and then we'll get him back in the water. And we're going to talk about clear water colors. Colors that, in my opinion, are fantastic for conditions like we're fishing today. Ultra clear water. There he is. Nice fish. That was a lot of fun. I'm going to tell you why. Because I actually seen the fish follow the bait. Okay, because I'm wearing these. Inhale the bait. And then when I set the hook, I seen him start shaking his head. Like it's slow motion. That made it a lot of fun. Alright, folks, let's revive him right here. A little bit. And there he goes. Undamaged. I can still see him. I don't know if y'all can or not. This water is ultra clear, and I'm going to talk about why it's so clear. All right, folks. Hey, that color, this color right here that I'm using right now is called Dark and Stormy. That's the name of the color. And if you notice, you can see my hook, if you can see that, through the jig. This color, I mean, you can see plumb through this jig. This is one of the best things you can do when you're fishing clear water. I'm going to offer some advice as far as getting more strikes. To start with, fishing in real clear water oftentimes is real difficult. And the reason why is, well, the main reason is because I have found out through the years that a slight breeze or ripple on top of the water when fishing clear water is a definite advantage. But that's not the case right now. Now the wind may pick up, and I hope it does a little bit today. That'll cause me to get a few more bites. But I had to be very quiet, and I had to have an outfit that would make very, very long casts, which is very important. This is 8-pound test braid onto a 2,000 size Daiwa Fago with a 6.5-foot light action rod. Now my leader is 4-pound test mono, and I have this bait tied with a loop knot, which gives it a little extra action. But this is a Shad Fry Z made by Z-Man. Now what I've done is I've picked 3 of my favorite colors from Z-Man. I love Z-Man products. So this is what I caught that fish on, a Dark and Stormy, which is you can see plumb through it. It's just a light purple, which is a great color for ultra clear water. Here's another one that's real good, Smelt. If you can see plumb through that. That's what you want in this real clear water. And here's another one that's real good. It's a universal color, but it's a very good one. Also in clear water, Blue Glimmer. Now these are my 3 favorite colors when it comes to a Shad Fry Z, when it comes to clear water. This is a 1/32 of an ounce wedge head. If you can look at that head, jig head, okay, and that's a size 4 sickle hook in it. Very light jig. That will let me, or allow me, to reel the jig very, very slow, which is what it's going to take to get bites today. Let's get with it. Ooh. Okay, this is a bird type thing. I want to be a bird today. I love bait types like this, like the baby, like this Shad Fry Z, where all you have to do is make a cast and reel it back. That's all you got to do. It's nothing more than just a small swim bait. That's all it is. Well, look at the action right here. Check that action out. That's all you got to do. And it's shaped just like a shad. I love these baits. And of course, Elastec, you can catch a blue million fish on them, especially crappie, before it tears up. You just keep catching fish on it. It's just a remarkable deal. And that's the kind of baits I like, that I can tie on and fish with. And I've mentioned that a lot of times. I don't like to spend my time tweaking and adjusting and, oh my goodness, all that kind of stuff. It's not necessary. There he is. There's another crappie. I've seen that fish too. Now this is a white crappie. Another white crappie. And this fish was holding on nothing. I mean, there's nothing down there, just nothing, folks. Looky there. Ain't that pretty in that clear water? You can see how a crappie really fights in that clear water. See how he's doing that, shaking his head. Let's flip him in here. That's a good white crappie right there. Another one. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. That's 2 fish I've caught right there in the same area. And that's a good fish right there, too. What I'm going to do is drift back quite a ways from where I caught him. And I caught him right in there. Then I'm going to release him. I don't want him to find his way back in that area because that's 2 I've caught. There could be several there. If he re-enters right in there and gets around his buddies, and there's going to be several crappie together. We know that. What's going to happen, he's going to tail on me and I'm not going to catch any more. So, the best, and being I'm releasing them, I'm going to get away from the area. Now, if I was keeping them, well, then it'd be a different story. You see. Okay, but that's a beautiful, beautiful fish right there. Let's let him go. We're far away enough to where we can let him go. Quit. You don't do that. There it goes. When you're fishing real clear water like this, it's very, very important. Now that I know where the fish are, or about where the fish are, to stay a long ways from the fish. In other words, I want to be a long cast, folks, away from them. I do not want to get too much closer than what I am right now, if I can help it. There's fish. Okay. There's crappie too. Now I missed one right there, folks. It felt like a bluegill bite, but it wasn't. And so and I knew it wasn't. They're hitting light. So I made another cast in there and boom, got him. Golly, he's fighting. Another white crappie. I've not caught anything but white crappie. Golly. I'm surprised how hard they are fighting, though. But that's a big one. That's another big one right here. Okay. Look at there. That's a good eating size crappie right here. And again, what I'm going to do is take the effort, make the effort. I'm going to get away from where I caught him before I release him. You know, I do that a lot. If y'all watch any of my creek fishing videos, if the water's real clear, even catching bass, I'll do that. Because that is one of the most common, best way to not catch another fish, is by releasing a fish right back in the same area again. Now, if it's a creek that you're wading and the fish are scattered, that's different. But these fish are pretty well schooling together. The thing is, I'm just being able to make one bite every once in a while because of the conditions. But anyway, let's let him go. We got him away from there. Look how clear that water is. Just that simple. Whoa, it's just that simple. Now, what I do, being that we can see plumb through this bait right here, for those of y'all who's just joining the channel, what I do on these little baits is cut the collar off of the jig head, okay? I wrap non-wax dental floss around the shank, and if you can tell, you can see it right here. See that white looking color? Okay, I'll rig the bait up, glue the dental floss up and down it. It don't take much. And then push the bait back on there and then adjust it straight. And then by doing that, it won't slip or anything. All you have to do is catch fish. That's all you have to do, is just focus on your fishing. And that makes a good deal. I mean, that's exactly what I want. And most fishermen want, to be honest with you, just to be able to focus on their fishing. I mean, you're going to have bluegill hit the back of that bait. That happens all the time. You're going to jerk, and then if it's not glued, it's going to pull the bait down away from the hook. And then when you reel it back in, you're going to have to push it back up and straighten it out. You see, and then it's just aggravating. That's why I believe in what I'm doing. I believe in gluing. Then all I have to do is focus on that thump. But these type of baits right here, the little swim baits, I treat them just like I would any other swim bait, like swim baits that you fish for bass. Just make a cast, let it fall to the desired depth, in this case just a couple, 2 or 3 feet, and reel it back at a constant. That's all you have to do. You don't need a whole lot of action, especially in this clear water. Matter of fact, the less action that you have, the better off you are. So just a slow, methodical wind, and I've mentioned that, especially, and again, in water temperatures like this, when it's cold, just take your time, because these fish are definitely not going to do a 100-yard dash to grab a bait. No species, crappie or any other species, won't. This is cold water for this part of the country. There he is. Oh, that's a good crappie too. Let's make another cast over there. That's the first crappie that I lost. I stuck him. I don't know why I didn't get him. Let's run it back through there again. See if he's got a buddy right there. He does. Or it's the same fish. But I got him that time. Rare do I stick one and lose him. And I believe that's going to be our first black crappie. Right here. Come on up here, boy. Yeah, good black crappie too. Now that was either the same fish. God, look how broad that fish is. That was either the same fish, folks, or there's some more over there. I don't know. We're fixing to find out. I'm going to have to get my forceps out. This hook right here, I really need to bend the barb down on it because it holds. It's an extra small diameter hook. But when it sticks them, it'll go right through the bone without any trouble. But let's let him go. That's a beautiful black crappie right there. Go on back. Now look, just a steady retrieve's all I'm doing. That's all we're doing right here. Alright folks, these fish have slowed up a little bit. Naturally, I've caught a lot of them. But what I've done is I've positioned my boat just a little bit different, a different angle. Let's see if that'll cause a couple more to hit. Because there's more fish in there. There's no doubt in my mind about that. A lot of times that's all it takes is just change your angle. And I've shown this before and I'm fixing to show it again. When they get slow about biting, making a cast from one direction, just change your angle up a little bit and then bring your presentation back at a different angle and you'll usually catch a couple more fish. Come on, you might as well bite it because I know you're in there. Yep, there he is too. Good one. Just by changing that angle up a little bit. This is a white crappie. You know, folks, I've caught more white crappie than I have black crappie today. That's a good one. See if we can flip him up here. Golly. What a good fish. Now, if we didn't have plenty in the freezer, I'd go ahead and keep these. You're talking about good eating. Delicious. But I don't like to take no more than I can use. I never have. There he goes. I can still see him. Let's make another cast in there. We might catch another. Yep, there's another one. Golly. Tell you what, this is a lot of fun. But if y'all notice, I'm keeping a long ways away from these fish. And I tell you, it's a privilege to be able to watch them fight. The water's so shallow. I mean, so clear. You can see every movement they're making. Look at him right there. That's a big crappie. There ain't a darn thing wrong with that. That's a black crappie right there. Yep. Big old black crappie. Thick. They're at their heaviest this time of year. Look here, what a fish. Golly. That's a good fish right there, folks. Alright, folks, here's a black crappie. Now, you can see the difference right there. They're just speckled up. That's a nice fish, by the way, but look at there how he eat that. It's the appropriate color. It's the appropriate retrieve, which is very, very, very slow in this cold water. Matter of fact, this water temperature is not going to get any colder than what it is right now. No way. That is a good specimen of a black crappie right there. That's a good fish. It's a blessing to be out here today. It sure is. And catching fish. That was a heck of a blast. Winter blast. Let's let him go. Golly. What a good fish right here. There he goes. Look at him. My goodness. What a blessing. Alright, folks, I picked the right color right off the bat. That right there. That's all I had to throw. I didn't usually, I have to change colors. Anytime I crappie fish, a lot of times I have to go through several different colors before I can find out exactly what these fish are keying in on for that day. And every day is different when it comes to crappie fishing. One color will dominate the other. There's no doubt about that in my mind, in my opinion. I want to say God bless each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for all the great comments. Everything y'all do, well, it's remarkable. Thank y'all. And God bless y'all once again. Hey man, woo. The sun's in my eye. The sun's in my doggone. I can finally have a Trilligen rush. Trilligen rushes. Hey man. Hey, woo. And remember, go fishing when you can, because it's good food.